Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here, and welcome to today's stream. And yes, as I mentioned in Discord, just want to put it out there that today's stream we are going to be announcing the winner of the trivia in Discord, and going forward, that's what's going to be. So we're going to do the questions in Discord. We're going to get all the answers together, and then every stream we're going to pick a winner. So make sure you tune into the streams in future if you want to win, and make sure in Discord server to actually have a go at the trivia. So today we'll talk about a few things. So I want to talk about how my squad's evolved over the last month or so. Say I've talked about it a bit. You'll get an idea by what I've been sort of showing over the last few things. We're going to do some skank racing again today, get some resources, and we're going to talk about maybe a new ability that we're not discussing in the playtest chat, but throwing ideas around. I thought it might be a good idea, and just maybe you guys have got some good ideas, and I'll explain like what we're talking in the playtest chat about today. And I want to talk about power creep as well. I'm not sure what power creep is. We'll talk about that and explain why it's important in games in general, not just Transformers Earth Wars, but yeah, any games, so to speak. So let's see who we got in the chat. So we've got Blue Grimlock. Welcome to the stream. We've got Kev Phillips. We've got Bruticus, Shaxi, and Silbolt. Welcome. Grind Time. Welcome. Good to see you. And Brad Channing as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, talking about my squad first, we'll go through it and go through my war attack. And everyone that knows me knows that I used a lot of AoE attacks in my attacks. And Goldfire, Star Saber, those sort of bots were staple. And sadly, those two bots I've not used in a war in quite a while. And I'm finding that using them is quite situational now with current base designs. Everyone's caught onto it. What is AoE? AoE is area of effect. So you have direct damage, which is basically like one shots. But you could say, some bots like 6 gun, they have direct damage, but also slightly AoE because it affects an area. But yeah, the higher the AoE, the better when doing AoE attacks. So yeah, you got Star Saber, you've got Goldfire together. You do a huge amount of damage in an area, and yeah, I use a lot of those bots. Generally, do a lot of damage very quickly, and then walk the rest of the base. But yeah, with these spaced out defenses and these build bots, they're healing faster than Goldfire can really do damage. You've got to put Star Saber in a particular place for these build bots, and sometimes it's not viable. So very difficult with the base design and very difficult with these effects. So I've totally sort of changed my team round to a direct damage team, and I'll show you the pretty much the team that I've been using. So that is generally the team that I've been using, that I've found a sort of a niche with, so to speak. Some people use one healer, some people more tanks, even some people more gunners. But that's generally what I found that works for me. Rook I use to pop outposts, Blaster for his minions for distraction. Then I've literally got Prowl, Jetfire, Silverbolt that can all one shot. We've got tracks to cover and Wheeljack and Ratchet to keep them alive. And I found that even in max bases, this setup keeps your bots alive for a long, long time. And it definitely helps with tracks and having 2 healers. And yeah, the bots are not that high. So if we'll go through the bots. So Ratchet is only level 55 with a 2-star Night Stalker. So nothing too ridiculous there. You just have a heal beam. Maybe that's a slightly OP. But if you've got a go on max, it still works well. Then we've got Wheeljack. Level 53. So I've put Nexus on him. I'm getting a bit stuck with cores now. So we've got Nexus on him and Night Stalker as well. Remember I said the other day about cores, about putting Night Stalker on your healers. A top tip, considering that, that's the only thing you can put on them. So yeah, make sure all your combat bots are utilized for. Then we've got Blaster. Oops, wrong one. That's 4-star. Go Pro. Nope, that's 4-star. We've got Tracks. I put my Cronus on Tracks. Found is that because your healers tend to do a lot of healing with your tanks, they step up in line with your gunners. So having a gunner with my Cronus is more beneficial than putting it on a tank. And yeah, it's works really well. And obviously, Flak on Tracks. We've got Silbot with Fire Drive. Ideally, you want Flak on all your gunners, or at least your bots that aren't tanks. But yeah, Fire Drive on him at the minute, just for increased damage. I do use him a lot for extended range, so he does sit back a bit anyway, and that's the reason it's on Silbot and no one else. Just because Silbot tends to be used for a lot of defenses far away, so the flight time for him to fly there and fly back keeps him back a bit more than it would someone else. Obviously, in Enhanced Ordnance Core, Jetfire, Flak, Enhanced Ordnance Core, we've got Rook, and Rook's got Alpha Trion and Lionizer, which increases DPS, and obviously for ability points, Prowl has got 4-star Top Shot, but we've got a 3-star or a 2-star. That's still good. And yeah, his G1 core helps a lot, but don't really take it into account, especially not at build bots. So try and get him over that 5,050 limit, and that will make them one-shot beams and launches if he's in range. And some mortars, depending. They got armor cores or not. But I'm going to love him a bit more. And then, of course, Blaster with Quintus. And yeah, and Night Stalker as well. So yeah, all these sort of combat bots help a bit. And yeah, towards it. But in terms of the rest of the bots, there's nothing too ridiculous, really. You can use a 4-star Blaster even. And I think Blaster and Prowl are the only 5-star bots in that team. All the rest are 4-star. So you don't need a team of 5 stars. Looking at my war scores, and you'll see. So on some bases, I need Jetfire leveling to be able to one-shot, because some of the defensive are under build bots. So So we got 225, but we've done 3 hard. We failed once on 4, I think, which dropped the points a bit. But 225 is pretty decent in a war against a decent alliance, War Empire. They're a good alliance by no means. And yeah, a pretty decent score, to be fair. Commander were taking chances again because some of the build bots were next to defenses that I can't quite one-shot and didn't want to hit a heal. So it all depends on base design. But once Jetfire can one-shot, it'll change a lot of things. But that team works really well. And Brad Channing's just put that he's got the same boss, similar level, and never put our team together. Maybe we should try, honestly, Brad. Honestly, it's a really overpowered team right now, having a walk team. Cheetor helps sometimes. A substitute Cheetor in. Sometimes Sentius Magnus. Sometimes Optimus. But yeah, there's nothing too ridiculous. Like I said, in first aid's gone to the back of the pile now. And yeah, I noticed someone said that I should upgrade Wheeljack's ability. And I did consider it. But in Discord, I've said that there's something big coming to the game, something exciting. That's a quote. Exciting. There's something exciting coming to the game, and I just haven't got a clue what that is. So whenever I get an announcement like that, what I don't want to spend a lot of spark, and then Ability 11 comes out, and Ability 11 is absolutely amazing, and I've already used my spark somewhere else, where it probably wouldn't be as useful. So could it be ability 11? They've already said, so going back before HQ 17, they said they would bring out ability 11 after HQ 17 has embedded in. So has it? They said they were going to bring an improvement for wars in HQ 17. So they nerfed bases at a lower level and they brought us hard mode. So they've improved wars. They said there would be a Shannick store upgrade. So that's a possibility as well. And they also said they were going to think about doing a Z Energon leaderboard. So you are maybe looking at either ability 11 and Kev Phillips. I think you're probably looking at 1 million plus spark for ability 11. A lot of people in the chat reckon it'll be 11 million spark and maybe 100 to 200k Zen. But yeah, sorry, 1 million. Yeah, 1 million spark and 1 or 200k Zen. That's probably what ability 11 will be. That's my guess, pure guess. But they did say we'll make ability 11 special. So it might even be more. It might be 1.5 mil. But for 1.5 mil, you get like the same as what you get for 2 or 3 levels. We just don't know. We really don't know. But they said they want to make it special. Take from that what you would. So they did want to do a Shank Store upgrade as well. And they did drop a bit of a hint, I think, in the stream the other day. So it makes me think that it might be that. Who knows? We don't know. Could be that, like I said. And in terms of Z Energon leaderboard, I think they're just going to do a sort of like who's got the most Z Energon from elimination mode every week. And maybe you earn prizes from it. That's something else that was considered. So, you know, there's lots of things that could come this month. But for that reason, I'm saving some Shannicks up. I'm saving my Spark up, just in case. And yeah, Z Energon, you don't have to stash anything or start hoarding anything for Z Energon. And it's a leaderboard. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But something exciting, they said. So we will have to wait and see. What we'll do is show a quick war attack against the commander. You can find it. So I did go on no mode. I did suck out on going on hard because, like I said, it's just about looking at a base and weighing it up and thinking, yeah, I can take that with the right tactic. Or looking at it going, you know, even with that tactic, it's not going to work. And just being true to yourself, really, and realizing your limitations, maybe. But and then working towards it not being a limitation. So hopefully by the end of the leaderboard, we'll have them one shots in place and we can try and do some one shots. And hopefully his replays are accurate. So put Blaster down. Set his minions one way. And I wanted him to walk the other way, but he didn't, sadly. I should have put my gunners a bit lower to take that structure out. But we started taking our structures out here with the jets. So I took the key structures out. Put tracks down. Save the minions. Save a bit of damage there. We got rid of that mortar as well. We're proud. See how it's still alive. Now it's down. So Prowl needs a bit more leveling. So that shock tower's doing a lot of damage. So the healers are running around. So we're going to drop the combiner. That will drag Defosaurus away as well. So I don't want to kill Blaster. So we're trying to take out this right section here. So the last section we're pretty much taking out. Got to do load of damage to this right hand section. Try and take as much out as we can. There we go. Plenty of damage there. Didn't actually kill that beam laser. I thought it did. So that was a bit of the attack that was scuppered, so to speak. And you can see there it starts healing again from that build bot above it. The cannon's got a self-repair on, so that starts healing. So at this point now, we need to take the defenses out quite quickly. So we've got Buster's minions there. We have to be careful, like I said, because of Abominus, they all get a shield, so you don't want to use any ability points really at this point now. You just want to Let's try and walk through the base. See there, so we lost one tank, we've lost Rook. We can see the amount of healing that's getting done by them healers and my Cronus. So now we're just going to cover them and then keep smashing at the HQ. And that's pretty much it. Make sure you get rid of them beam launch. Make sure you get rid of the rocket launchers. ASAP. That's the most important thing, is getting rid of them. Then get rid of the beam lasers, and then maybe getting rid of a mortar or two. And yes, I did win, but it's showing a loss. But that's pretty much what happened, though. It's actually a true representation for once. And yeah. So it works very well. Honestly, that sort of team works very well. So if you got jets, get them up to one shot, whatever level you're at, and then that makes them work really. And yeah, hopefully it'll help you in wars. So I'm sure everyone's seen my famous skank raids by now. If you haven't already, we're gonna do some. We'll keep Jetfire on. So Warpath's a great bot skank raids. So Skydive 2. Sentis Magnus not so much. Lito is. Saber is obviously. Okay, cool. Skank raids, here we come. Get some resources, maybe do some walls. So yeah, I was going to talk about power creep. And if you're not sure what power creep is, it's in every game basically. And how you can explain it is that when every game starts off, the end game is a certain point in the game, and people aspire to get to that end game. But as time goes on, people will get close to that particular level. So then you, as a game developer, you have to raise the bar further. But it gets to a point where if you keep raising the bar, people invest in them bots, but then eventually it becomes less monetized. So you have to bring in new features which are better than the last, which makes the old features less useful. And then the new features come in and everyone wants them. And then they all get them. Then they level them up. And then they get to a point where they're, at their end game. So then you get the defenses in this game, so to speak. And then you up the defenses again. Then you introduce a new feature that matches that. And that's how it goes constantly. And that's why the new bots that are coming out are looking really overpowered now. Whereas the older bots like Ironhide and Mirage and bots like that, they're left behind because of power creep. And that's generally what happens in every single game pretty much. As the game progresses, there's a need to monetize it. So they bring in new features that make the old features less useful to make people sort of desire it. And it's a part of the game, and it's something that's got to be there. Sadly, people are complaining sometimes, saying that, well, my bots from 2 years ago are not as useful anymore. And I'm still using Jetfire now and Silverbolt, who have been there since the start, really. But obviously, the meta's changed and over time, and got made less useful bots more relevant. And it's different in this game a bit. And power creep doesn't happen as much. I think it's going to start soon. The way the playtesters are going with the bots, and there's going to be some new overpowered bots coming in. We're really pushing boundaries, and because of this sort of power creep, I've been discussing ways to combat some things in the game that is overpowered, and one of those is tracks. We're trying to work out a way of how we can overpower. Not overpower, sorry. How we can make tracks less viable, so to speak. And, make it so that you can defend against it. We've said that everything in the game should be able to be defended against. And you know, there's no way to combat tracks right now. If someone who uses tracks, there's no way. There's nothing you can do on base design. There's nothing you can do on outpost bots to stop that, sadly. And that is the problem where it lies. And the problem we've got as playtesters now is that everything we bring out now, every new bot we bring out, we go, well, what if people rush the HQ and use that? What if people combine it with tracks? What if someone combines that with Star Saber? Because there's so many overpowered things in the game that bringing out another overpowered bot just combines with it. So, you know, is there a way? You know, you can sort of defend against Star Saber by spacing your defenses out. You can defend against Saber sacrifices. So you can defend against Saber, but you can't defend against tracks. You can't stop someone from using tracks. You can't negate it in any way. So a way how to do that. That's sort of how our job as playtesters are, as you know, our space apes job, so to speak, is find a way to, you know, negate features in the game. And I've always said this, and I'll stand by it, that every feature in this game should have a yin and a yang. That's why we did. That's how it was described in the playtest chat, and I agree with that. And so we were talking about air cores and buffing them. I said that, you know, air core should be buffed so that an air core next to a defense will cut a jet in half. So a jet can still one shot and take it out, but when it re-lands, it's at half the health. So you can't just spam the same jet over and over. You're gonna have to game, and someone's got an air core, it's gonna get taken out. So you gotta wait till it heals. But then you could use another jet, and that. So sort of a playoff thinking that, yeah, I'm going to take a defense out and get a bot that's half health. Someone suggested making the cores one-shot jets basically to make them useless, and you know, you can't make bots not viable like that. But there has to be some balance because right now air cores don't do even nearly enough damage to jets. They're supposed to defend against jets, and I think they do about an eighth of their health, maybe a tenth, and it's just not enough. It's just not enough. And yeah, I think there needs to be, like I said, a bit of balancing in terms of defense cores, some new defense cores out, and a way to combat things like tracks. We can't keep going on saying, oh, we can't use X bot, we can't use that bot because we can't use that ability because it stacks with this other ability that's overpowered. So yeah, maybe that's something that's coming this month. We just don't know. But then you want to be careful though with the new cores because you don't want to make it too hard because we have made a lot harder with hard mode in Prime League with the new effects as well. So it's got it balanced well. But we'll leave that to the apes to decide. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's interesting. Chromia's ability is interesting because yeah, I don't want to say too much, but in its current, I don't think in its current state it can be in the game. It's that overpowered, but not because the ability itself is overpowered, but because when you combine it with other abilities, it is, and that's where the problem lies. And it's frustrating because as she is at the minute, you're like, wow, she's amazing, and on her own, without any other bot abilities, it's a good, really good ability that everyone wants and is really useful. Really clever by the apes what they've done. But like I said, when you combine with other overpowered attacks, it becomes a point where you could just, you know, you just kill bases that easy. And we can't have that in the game. And it's frustrating that when you do get a good ability like that, that, you know, it's a really good ability, you can't have it in the game. And we find that every so often now as play testers that something comes out, say, you know, we can't have it in the game. And it's pretty disappointing. So we've got to work out a way to do it. We've got to work out a way to get around it, to get some good bots in the game. But yeah, that's what we're up to with her. And we're actually having a vote right now in the playtest chat on how we want her to change because everyone has pretty much said she's overpowered. But now we've got to decide how she's changed, and we're having a vote on that right now. And then tomorrow we'll get her back. And Fabian will make some changes tomorrow, sorry, and then we'll get her back in a new state, and then we'll have a look at that and maybe balance it again. I've got another maybe another week, maybe less, to get her right, hopefully. But yeah, could be an interesting bot. But yeah, it's nothing too ridiculous than what we've seen already, though. In a way, it's hard to explain without actually giving it away. But what I will say is, we were talking in playtest chat about new abilities. So we've got burn or acid, which is the same thing. Let's be honest, burn and acid is the same thing. So you've got burn and acid. You've got direct damage, which is like one shots and so to speak. And even AoE is direct damage though. You've got slowdown. You've got speed up. You've got healing. You've got stun or freeze, which is the same thing. Stun or freeze. So other than that, is that everything? I think that's everything in the game. I think that pretty much covers everything in the game. Burn, direct damage, stun, freeze, healing, hacking. Good point, Grand Galvatron. Another one, hacking. So we've got all these things in the game anyway. So what is there that we don't have? What is there we could put in this game that we don't currently have? That's the question we're asking ourselves. And someone mentioned lifesteal. And I said, well, that's pretty much what Cheetor does. Cheetor does damage and gets health back by damage done. That's pretty much the lifesteal. But then, after talking about that, I came up with a decent idea. And my idea was that what if you had a bot, and I think this would be a really good ability for Starscream's Ghost, or some sort of vampire bot. Vampire bot, sorry, not vampire bat. Vampire bot. Whereas you choose a target, so it could be a defense structure, could be a bot, or whatever when you're attacking. And when you choose that structure, it deals a percentage of their health or X amount of health off them, but then it gives you that health back. So it would be situational because obviously if it's at full health, then you don't really need it. But if that bot drops down to a certain health, you could use that ability to drop the damage from another defense or another bot down by, say, 5k, and then you steal that health back and you get an instant 5k increase in health. Yeah, I thought that Grand Galvatron. Like I said, we're talking about new abilities, and that's what we want. We want something that's not in the game, something brand new. And although, yeah, you get that sort of damage you get that sort of lifesteal, but yeah, that'd be something new. And like I said, but is there anything else that you can think of in the game? Is there anything else you can think of in other games that we don't have in this game? We even got minions to distract. I play Clash Royale here and there. And, you know, you have, like, things that can distract defenses. You have really tanky defenses. You got burn, you got zap, and you've got freeze. You've got all these things. And I'm sort of, like, struggling a bit to think of something new. And that's the challenge we've got because a lot of the abilities right now we're finding are just remakes of old abilities where two have been put together. Because let's be honest, that six gun is just pretty much what's his rockets like? I'm trying to think of a bot that has them rockets. What bot has rockets that hit only defenses? There's a combiner. His burns like Sunstreaker, obviously. An orbital defense. Well, yeah, that's in terms of defense, but I mean more in terms of bot abilities. You know, something new, something different. And we're stumped. We're stumped in the playtest chat at the minute. We can't really think of anything new. What about oil rigs that produce energy? Again, that's a defense core, though. I mean, bot abilities. something like, and not an idea for something. And what I mean is like a category for something. So a category of a type of attack. So like I said, like burn or direct damage or healing or hacking, something like that, like I said. And that's where we're at the minute. That's what we're sort of talking about. We're talking about game. And yeah. We're just talking about new abilities that we could bring in. So you got any ideas? Well, we have any ideas or suggestion thing in the Discord channel, and you can just go in there and put suggestions in. So if you're not in Discord yet, make sure you go and join. And yeah, also a quick subscriber update. We are at 1,491 subscribers. So just 9 more needed to hit that 1,500 mark. Just 9 subscribers. That's all we need to reach that 1,500 mark. So if you're not subscribed already, please go and subscribe. Skank Raid, Prime Zone. Do I think Punch will get a buff? 100% yes. 100% he will get a buff. How much and what that is, we haven't decided yet. We've not started testing Punch yet. I think it'd be over the next few weeks, maybe. I think after the leaderboard, I think. But yeah, definitely. And Supreme Commander back in the day. I'll have a look at it then. I'll look at Supreme Commander, and you've got to pull influences from other games, and that's how you get these ideas from other things. But yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Okie dokie. Thank you, Mr. Billbot. It's not really worth using elite, I don't think, up there for the sake of 2 hourly storages. We'll take that. Take and run. Not much, but yeah, there is some sort of invisibility and protection and such like that. With tracks as well. And Punch being invisible. So there is that, some sort of stealth, so to speak. Why do we seem so certain? Because, Vincent, we had a vote about 2 months ago, bots that need a buff, recent bots. So bots that were released this year. And we all voted, and Streetwise topped the poll. So he got a buff. And Punch was second from bottom. So he was the second bot that needed a buff, basically, that voted. And we've been told that that's going to carry on. I'm going to keep buffing, go up the order what we voted on, and we're going to keep buffing them and go through. And so because Streetwise has been done now, Punch is the next bot that will get buffed. So undoubtedly, Punch will get a buff. We don't know when yet. We don't know how much. But yeah, 100%. 100% he will get some sort of buff in the next, I'd say, 2 months, I'd say. Definitely, yeah. Yeah, slash as well as stealth as well, yeah. So I mentioned having obviously flare mines that can uncover bots that are under a shield or whatever, so to speak. But yeah, do we need more mines in the game? Do we need just more mine cores in it? That's it. Is that the answer to combat stealth? But then again, if a tank goes, if you go under glass gas and you put tracks on top, it doesn't cancel it out really. The tracks overpowers that. So yeah. Yeah. What to do? Larger map. We've been told, Grind Time, that we can't have a larger map, pretty much. Not in the game's current state. for whatever reason it is. But yeah, we even said in the playtest chat, I think it was, about utilizing the areas around the edge of the map, getting rid of the scenery, and trying to use them just to get a few extra squares. But apparently, it's just not doable. Yeah. An alternate map. Well, they said that obviously they could make an alternate map, but it's a quality of life, isn't it? And it's not as important as something else. Why not more raid effective bots? Well, let's be honest. Any bot that hacks, any bot that gives protection is a raid effective bot. Simply as that's it there, and that's it. So you don't have to make bots that are geared towards raids. You just find that automatically there's just bots that do that. I'm trying to think of a bot that we've brought out that has been good for raids, so to speak, because most of them are already out. You know, the likes of Trax and the likes of even Bumblebee and Silverbolt, Perceptor. All these bots were already out when raids came out. Yeah, Runner's Prime, Mirage. Again, all these bots were Cosmos. They were already out. All these bots were already out when raids came out. So we haven't designed any bots around raids or sort of made it exclusive for raids. It just happens that some of those are just but like as you said, Cybertron, Jetfire, and Starscream weren't very successful. They don't do a lot of damage. When we sort of did play testing on it, I think it was one of the earliest ones. Really, we didn't have them for long, and we just said that the Cybertron element to it was pretty pointless. Really, they don't do enough damage by far. It should do a lot more to make him desirable, but yeah. We'll use skydive, seeing as his air core's down there. Oh, you could choose your map and get an extra buff. You mean to the defenses? Yeah, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's a possibility. I don't think you need a map for that though. I think you just have a sort of a feature where you can choose something for design where you get something extra, like you said. So it's not a bad idea actually, but I don't think you need a different map design for that. Oh, come on, get in range. Get through that wall. You're killing me. So if you haven't seen Skank Raid before, we're literally just hitting all the structures just for resources. That's all we're doing. That's all we need. It's a lot more effective than going in just doing battles. You'll get a quarter of what you get, really, to fair. And yeah, we'll send a leader in. Why not? I also want to share something I learned today by Miss Lexic, who's comes in the stream every now and again, and is in the Discord server. And something I didn't know. So you learn something new every day, and that's that. If you put Amalgamus on Slash, she actually heals when in her ability. So even though she hasn't got an alt mode, so to speak, she heals herself when using her ability. So a good point there, that if you have Slash, that Amalgamus is a decent. Personally, I'd rather have Megatronus on her to increase her damage, and I'd rather have Amalgamus on Cheetor. But yeah, it's a good option to put Amalgamus on Slash. Why not? Who'd have guessed it? Who would have guessed? Back in my brain trying to think of some new features in terms of totally new, unheard of, unseen bot abilities. That is a challenge. So, like I said, if you've got any ideas, guys, get in that Discord server, stick in the ideas section, and the decent ones, I pass them to the apes. I do. I had one idea as well where shock towers shoot out. Have you played Clash Royale? You know the Tesla tower that pops up that shoots out electric. Then that's my idea about shock towers. So rather than having AoE on shock towers, make shock towers do direct damage as well, where they can zap one target and maybe stun that for maybe 5 seconds or so, or 10 seconds even. But it only does it every 20 seconds, say. So it's that's one target to really, can really scupper your attack. But yeah, it only does it to one and does it less often. So yeah. All the resources. Which what we could do here is we could just do this. Hit that energy on. This is why Sailbot's so good. Energy on structure's done. And he's dead. Will he then continue to burn a minute though? Yeah, they're healing now. They're done. So we'll back out. Get some really poor results today. Really poor. Venom comes to mind. How would the venom work? Would that be a burn? It's not like I said. It's not the sort of this. That's sort of like that's the name of it. But like someone said acid. I said a burn effect, and someone said well acid. So well that's the same thing. So the difference between burn and acid is in the name. It's the same, but pretty much do the same thing. It's damage over time. So even though they've got two different names, it's pretty much the same anyway. Bring Daniel to the game in his exosuit. Oh, there's a character called Venom. What? Transformers character? Soundwave abilities. Well, that's minions, isn't it? That's distraction, so to speak. We've got that in the game already. But yeah, like hollows, that's in terms of distraction as well. Like I said, struggling for something new. Really struggling. Oh right, so yeah, but again, what would them sound waves do? What would be the effect of it? So the sound waves is the name, but what would do if the sound waves slowed down? Then that's a slowdown effect. If it did damage, well then that's a burn effect or a direct damage effect. Again, it's not the name, so to speak. Confused. That's more like hack, really, isn't it? Pretty much. This is what we were like in the playtest chat. We're just chatting about things and saying, "Well, that's like that. Well, that's like that. Well, that's like that," and it's hard, honestly. Yeah, actually, confused is pretty much like hack, isn't it? Really hard. Right, we've got a lot here. Let's have a think a minute. I only need 6 ability points as well. I want to get over that wall, get some ability points back, and try and hit them structures. But now, see, that's why I hate, and I mean hate, and I can't emphasize that enough, hate Hound's Hollow with a passion. Really detest it. It's the awful G1 core. Causes so many problems. Let's fast forward. This is taking forever. Remove the core. Well, yeah, that's not a bad idea, to be fair. I've only got it on just for the sake of having it on, to be fair, but yeah. Oh, it's just, so infuriating. So infuriating. Got a decent amount of energy on, but we could have got some decent ally there for the sake of Hound's rubbish. I nearly swore then. Hound's rubbish hollow. And then using Cheeto's ability and dying right at the end because he wouldn't target the structure. What's the best squad core to use? Plain and simple, the best squad core to use is whatever the most class of bots you've got in your squad. So if you've got 2 healers, then a healing core is definitely good. If you've got a lot of special bots, then I would use a lot of special bots. Use a special bot squad core, whichever one suits your team. And yeah, just go with that. But don't forget that you've got prime cores and cores that increase damage, so it's a playoff. And it's up to you, really. I've got a few squad cores, but I haven't got them in my team because I've got a mixture of flying cores and special bots and healers, and there's just no room. I've had to take a healing beam off Wheeljack and put Nexus on him because I've got no room for it. Plain and simple. So yeah, I've had to switch around of cores, and yeah. Got my prime core actually. A quick gander what I'm using at the minute. So yeah, we've taken got Alchemist on Sentius Magnus along with Axodon because obviously Alchemist and Taraxodon both give you healing and both stack. So yeah, I thought it was a good idea to put Alchemist and Taraxodon both on Sentius. I'll quick look at him actually. Do they stack if you have the same type on other bots? I don't believe they do. I could be wrong on that, but I remember reading something about it in the playtest chat a while back that only the health goes to one bot. So if say it's a core where special bots, the bot it's on gets an increase in health, and then all the rest get 5% extra damage, and you put another squad core on, that bot gets the 5% that the original bot gave everyone, and he gets the health, but he doesn't give them 10% because it's 5% in there. So yeah. Yeah, I don't think they do so, but I'm pretty sure I remember reading it's a shame really, but I think it'd just be overpowered because then if you'd have just everyone just getting squad core, you'd have 5 squad cores in your team, and you'd have like 50% extra DPS. It's just be overpowered. So it's not worth having more than one, unless you have different effects. So if you have a special core that protects against cannons, and then one that say protects against beams, then yeah, they do stack because they both have different uses. But not if it's just the same, not if it's the same core and the same use. They won't stack. No. Yeah, so we've got Sentius Magnus. So Taraxodon heals for 4% of damage done. And then Alchemist heals for 11%. So together, it's 15%. So if you level the Alchemist up to a higher level, let's just see. Let's get it up to max. I forgot they got to 20. It's going to take a while. My days. This is what I mean. Getting a prime course of 20 is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Every I own, and I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it is 15% saleable. If it's up by 0.5%, then it is, but we'll make sure. Oh my days. Yeah, so 15%, and Taraxodon goes up 0.5% per level. So we've got 2%, so 6%. So you're talking 21% between them both. 21% of damage done is healed back. So, and if he is doing an ability which is 1,000 damage per second, that means he gains 200 health per second. So he'd gain 2,000 health back from using his ability. So pretty good. 2,000 health back. That's obviously not including his normal damage as well. That's just from his ability to get 2,000 damage back. So yeah, Alchemist and Taraxodon, pair them up on a bot that you want that does high damage. Maybe even on Cheeto, maybe, rather than Amalgamous. So how's that compared to Amalgamous? Increases damage by 13% and restores 2% health a second. 2% and per second. His ability lasts for 15. So 30% health. Yeah, that's like 4,000 health. Amalgamous is like double what Alchemist does. And that's not even at maxed. So yeah. Amalg is pretty much twice as good as Alchemist, pretty much. So yeah. Good to know though. Good to know. Still a viable option. Put Amalgamous on one bot, put Alchemist on another. And yeah. Decent. Right. Okay. I think it's time for the trivia. So let's have a look at the trivia. What was the answer? And today's question was in yesterday's stream. Which group of bots did I say should get a buff to keep up with the meta? And the correct answer, I'm just going to do the random number generator first before I give the correct answer. Let's make sure no one can cheat. Give me a second. Random number generator. Put the numbers in. Generate it. It's number 9. And the answer was D. Original G1s. And the reason I said that is I said that I think G1 should always be relevant. And that, you know, there's some really important bots in the game like Ironhide and Prowl and even Cliff Jumper that were really important in the series and fell away from the meta. And I just think that them sort of bots should always be there or thereabouts. But I understand power creep. I understand that bots are going to get better. So yeah, that was the reason behind it. And yeah, a lot of people thought that I said Gunners, and those are the people that have not watched the stream. They've just presumed that I've said Gunners because Gunners do need a buff. But I didn't say that. I did not say that in the stream. That's why you need to tune in. And today's winner is LaserClaw80. So LaserClaw80, if you are watching the stream, direct message me on Discord just to say that you won in tonight's stream, and I will give you your code. And yeah, if I don't hear anything by the end of the month, I will get any codes that are not claimed, and I'll try and do a big giveaway with any that are not claimed. So congratulations, Laser Claw. Well done. Make sure you message me for your prize. And yeah, like I said, if it doesn't get claimed, then we'll do one big one at the end of the month, and everyone's got a good opportunity to maybe take advantage from those that don't tune into the streams. So make sure you tune into the streams, guys. Make sure in the Discord server for a good opportunity to win. That's how we do things now. And that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Like I said, yeah, have you got any ideas for game modes, or have you got any ideas for new features in the game? Make sure you go into Discord and put it in the ideas section. And you know, if it's not a good idea, I'll let you know why. If it's a good idea, and I say, yeah, it's a good idea, that I'll pass it on to the apes, and yeah, hopefully it can come to the game. And yeah, there's loads of other features in that Discord channel. So make sure if you're not in there already, make sure you join it. It's like 300 plus members, doing really well. And like I said, just 9 subscribers short of that 1,500 target. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you go and subscribe. And that's it for today, guys. So yeah, don't forget that 5-star prediction video is definitely coming this week. Watch out for that. We've just done a Transformers trailers video, so go and check that out. I think I've done a good job of it. I think I've done well editing it and just changing it up. And yeah, we've also got a few more little bits and bobs coming over the next 2 weeks. Hopefully, when I get to video 100, that's the aim before we go back to work. And yeah, back to videos, doing weekly streams. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. If you want to chat to me in Discord server afterwards, you can do. And I'll see you there, and peace out.